The following audio may contain the personal testimonials of some Optivia coaches or clients of Optivia. The results relayed in these messages are based on the unique experiences of the participants, and we cannot guarantee like or similar outcomes. While you may be inspired by these accounts, please note that any stories of success have not been verified and your individual path to optimal health will vary. As always, it is our recommendation that you consult with a healthcare provider before starting a weight loss program. Yours in health, the Optivia team.
My name is Russ McCann. I'm a certified health coach with Optivia, and it's my pleasure to be here. But I really, like JC, have a responsibility to really help you explore what Optivia has for you. We've been learning a lot about the health aspects and the benefits of being healthy and living life out loud. But we're going to touch on tonight in the next 20 to 30 minutes some amazing stories specifically from the financial services area. We're going to have several people that are either realtors or financial planners or in the insurance industry share their specific stories. And they're going to share stories of their weight loss journey, their transition to really creating a healthier lifestyle, and why they became a health coach and how that became a part of what it is they get to do every day in inspiring others to greatness. So whether you are a client on the program exploring more about what it is coaching is all about, or you're joining us because you're part of the financial services industry, welcome aboard. We're super excited to have you. So let me share just a real quick story. This is my own, so it's always a favorite of mine. Because 11 years ago, back in July of 2007, I got introduced to this program through a health coach. I was a vice president for a Fortune 100 company, super busy, super stressed out, not spending a lot of time with my family because I was working so hard. And I got connected to a coach. In a few short weeks, I had lost 85 pounds, and my life has never been the same. It's amazing how focusing on health can transform every area of your life. We're really an amazing organization made up of almost 17,000 people around the country that are focused on helping other people create a healthier version of themselves. We're led by Dr. Wayne Anderson. The picture is in the middle of our screen there. Dr. Anderson was a critical care physician, one of the 10th board certified critical care physicians in this country. Top of his class in medical school, leading a surgical unit at Grandview Hospital. Really an amazing professional, but realized that he was on the wrong end of healthcare, that he was really in the business of sick care and treating symptoms that patients brought to him. He decided to really step out and develop an organization of lay people, of healthcare professionals, and entrepreneurs who have the desire to reach out and make a meaningful difference in the lives of other people. And so Optivia is all about helping people create lifelong transformation, one healthy habit at a time. And that healthy habit might be learning to drink a little bit of water or learning how to eat right. For others, it might be taking time to yourself in meditation or spiritual growth. In others, it may be the transformation of reaching out and helping other people. Again, creating small little incremental habits that will actually change your life. As it relates to the wellness industry, we know that almost 71% of everyone in the United States is either overweight or obese. In fact, almost 40% of everyone over the age of 20 is considered clinically obese. And that's an alarming trend. That was put out by the Center for Disease Control and Prevention. It's eye-opening, and all you have to do is to go to any grocery store, go to Disneyland, Disney World, go out to any event during the summertime, and you can just see person after person after person that's really struggling with their health and really reaching out for help and not really knowing where to go. So what does Optivia provide? The four that I'm listing here are the connection to a health coach, the Habits of Health lifestyle education system, the community of support, and our amazing fueling program to help you fuel your body and provide your body with nutrients. You just heard from the Habits of Health call, Chase and JC and Dr. Nelson, all living each of these four components, but also reaching out and helping other people. And so I've really excited about, we have got four stories that we're going to share tonight. KL represents our real estate segment, having been a busy associate broker for a real estate firm. I'm going to have KL, if you'll unmute yourself, and I'd like you to just kind of share with folks specifically people that are in the real estate industry, how you came about getting healthy, what it's done for you, and really what you see in the future. So thank you so much for being a part of our presentation.
Oh my gosh, Russ, thanks so much for having me.
You bet.
Honestly, this is when I was first introduced to this program. It was a long time ago, and I had taken some weight off. And just in the last year and a half, my son reached out. Now, he'd worked at a fast food restaurant and put on a lot of weight. And he's like, "Man, I'm not going to lose weight, Mom. I don't care about that. It's not something it really matters." And when he came to me and said, Mom, I'm ready. Mom, I'm ready. I knew exactly who to reach out to. And I reached out to my Optivia coach and said, hey, we're ready. I've got some additional weight to take off. My son's in, my husband's in. I am down now a total of 125 pounds. My husband's down 81 pounds. My son's down 76 pounds. Man, it's just to be able to see my entire family transition has been really, really incredible. Absolutely incredible. Most importantly, though, about that is that when I reached out to my Optivia coach and said, hey, I'm ready, he said, you know what, you'd be really good at this as a coach. And I said, I run 3 businesses. I need another one, like I need a hole in my head, right? But I looked at it. I said, you know, out of respect, I'll look at it. I'll take a peek at it. And when I saw the return on your investment, that ROI, it was an absolute no-brainer as a business. Hands down. I mean, in real estate, we're spending money like crazy to market homes, to get homes on the market, get them off the market, to help our buyers find the right homes. And you know what, with this business, I need a phone and a computer and a servant's heart that really wants to help people. I actually now get paid well to get others well. No brainer, right? No brainer. So the difference of being able to transition it from real estate into health was really easy. I originally started at it just to fill in those nooks and crannies, the nooks and crannies in my life. Super, super easy to do. Financially, it started to fill in the gaps between closings. And now my income in our health and wellness business definitely surpasses my real estate income. It's really, as the market shifts for real estate, I am so glad that I got involved when I did. And there's no bad time to get involved, but man, being able to seatbelt my entire family's success and making sure that we stay in integrity with our own health and pay it forward. I get time back. I can spend time with my family and loved ones now. I was working, man, 80 plus hours a week. And that's like an easy 80 plus hours a week in my real estate business. So a huge change, a huge transformation, both inside and out and financially. It's been, I'm very blessed to be part of this company, and a company that really cares about their people.
Well, thanks, KL. And it's just amazing. You know, I think you hit it right on the head. We do well as coaches by doing good for others. And it is really a business of heart and a passion and of energy and excitement. And I think there's 2 things that you touched on. The return on your initial investment just was absolutely through the roof. And then on top of that, your return on time. Certainly being a busy realtor working 80 plus hours a week, chasing the deal and being able to spend a few hours each week helping people get healthy, and that return really surpassing your real estate income. What a great testimony that is. So, KL, congratulations to you and your family, combined over 280 pounds. Yeah, you guys are just rocking it. So again, thanks so much for sharing your story tonight.
Thanks for having me tonight, Russ.
You bet. Well, let's keep going. Let's talk a little bit about those four magic components to our program. We're going to touch briefly on those because we want to get to more stories. But first off, one of the major components to our program, like KL mentioned, is actually the connection to a coach. Somebody who cares, somebody who's knowledgeable, maybe somebody who's even been successful on our program, are providing one-on-one support. They're locking arms with you. They're helping you learn the habits of health and really creating a life centered around lifestyle. They're going to guide you through creating these little micro habits that lead to being healthy for the rest of your life. Lots of encouragement, lots of support, and they're going to work with you every step of the way. And as a coach, you get to do that for someone else, which is so powerful. The second part of our program is having a lifestyle education system. This was written by our co-founder and medical director, Dr. Wayne Scott Anderson, author of The Habits of Health, getting ready to launch a new version of The Habits of Health coming out here in the next couple of months. But what I'm super excited is this really changes the mindset so that you don't look at it in terms of weight loss or diet, but all about changing what's up here and creating the long-term healthy habits so they become part of who you are, so that the old habits are replaced by new ones. So our Habits of Health lifestyle is all centered around making small incremental changes in every area of health. As we mentioned at the top of our broadcast, it is lifelong transformation, one healthy habit at a time. And that's what we get to do through our program. Hey, John, I'd like to get you to unmute and come on board and represent part of the financial services industry. What an amazing story of transformation yourself. We can't wait for you to share it with everyone. And again, thank you for being part of our presentation tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Good to be here. As I said, my name is John Dunwell, and I got involved with Optivia really only about in June, and went through a transformation where I lost 55 pounds in a very short period of time. And part of what I was doing is I work in the financial services industry. I travel for a living. We joke that my second home is Marriott. In fact, I'm sitting in a hotel tonight in Chicago. I cover 10 states, go on an awful lot of nights a week, eat out all the time. And I'm talking to people about what they want to do with their clients' financial resources to bring about a return. But one of the things I've always had a passion about is two things. Number one, I wanted to do more than talk about financial investments. I always want to bring my clients some sense of value, something beyond just talking about money. And secondly, as I watch myself age, I'm 52 years old, I keep thinking about, what do I want to do down the road? What is it I want to do in my last stage of life? And so I really have a passion to coach people. And so right now, financial services is just a means to create opportunities and connections with other people. And I want to have the opportunity to develop their leadership skills, to develop them working with teams, develop them as individuals. But one of the things I realized is we got to be touching the body, soul, and spirit. And we got to have coaching programs that touch the whole person. And so as I went through my own personal transformation, realized here I am talking to people about improvement in their life, and I'm 55 pounds overweight. I don't feel healthy. I don't like the way I look. I don't have the energy that I need to accomplish everything I need to do. I first started with making that transformation in my own life, and not just touching my mind, but touching my body and making a difference in terms of how I live and the habits I lived out. But the second thing that I realized that was so important to me, and I've experienced this in my own life, and I see it in people all the time, discipline in one area of life translates into all areas of life. And so I watched myself the success I had in beginning the process of eating correctly, developing the healthy habits. Now I'm working out on a regular basis, set some new goals and some new visions about what I want to do with my life. It's amazing how many different areas of my life it touches beyond just my physical appearance and just my physical health. It affects my mind. It affects how I handle finances. It affects my relationships. And so I love the fact that I now can walk in and not only be talking about team building and leadership, but I really can talk also about health, and not just health physically, but healthy emotions and healthy finances and healthy bodies all combined together. So I'm looking down the road. It's my goal and it's my plan that within a number of years, I will leave the financial services industry, take everything and all the relationships I've connected and all the opportunities that's been created, and I will become a full-time personal coach, doing team building and leadership and health coaching full-time. And I get so excited about that I really now have a course and a plan for what I'm going to do, what I call the last stage of my life until the Lord calls me to be home with him. So I just thank for the opportunity for sharing, and I'm just so excited about the people I've gotten the opportunity to meet. And part of my joy every day is opening up my messenger, opening up my emails, connecting with some of the clients on the phone call, and just hearing the success they're experiencing in their lives that goes way beyond merely losing weight. They're living healthy lives, they're thinking different, and they're creating healthy relationships. So I'm pretty excited about it.
Yeah, John, when we think about the financial return on investment, and we take a look at the ability to help somebody compound their health and their life and live longer and be more active by the things that they learn through our program, you're absolutely right. It is body, mind, finances, it's relationships, it's commitments, it's being honest and having integrity. And I think one of the things that, certainly as a John Maxwell speaker and a vice president for Financial Services Group and all the things you get to do every day, I can tell you that in my 12 years of coaching, there's never been one single bad day as a health coach. And I can't say that about my corporate career. So, but well, good. Well, thanks, John, for sharing your story. And wow, what a transformation story that is. So I want to talk about a couple of other things. Our component number 3 is our Optivia community. And one of the things that I hear over and over and over again from my clients is, what kind of support we provide. And this could be both live and virtual. This could be the connection with your coach. But more importantly, we have support calls that you can dial into. The one right before here was the Habits of Health call. There was a call before that focused on our clients, helping them talk to our nurses and doctors. We have a nutritional support team in our corporate office that can help answer nutritional questions that are specific to you and your journey. Certainly we have the Habits of Health, but I think one of the things that has really come to be over the last 11 or 12 years is Facebook has become a pretty important part of this support. I know in our particular group, we have almost 2,000 people in a private Facebook page that all love and support and encourage and share recipes and pick people up and really encourage and cheer people on. The Optivia community is what really holds this whole thing together, because we're all in it for one reason, and that's to reach out and help you become the best version of yourself. So the fourth component of our program is our fuelings. Our program has been around since 1980, but in the creation of our program, we have an entirely simple to follow, medically formulated, very safe, scientifically proven program that's all centered around eating every 2 to 3 hours. So if you can eat every 2 to 3 hours, that's 6 times a day, then you can be successful on our program. Add to that learning how to drink plenty of water. And in our fuelings, they are nutrient dense. They provide you with all of the right nutrients, the right balance of proteins, healthy carbohydrates, vitamins and minerals, probiotics. It is designed to help you get all of the right nutrition you need at any stage during your journey. And your health coach will guide you through the fueling plan that will help you reach your goal. So anyway, I'd like to bring on Dee. Hey, Dee, how are you? Thanks so much for being a part of our presentation this morning. Dee represents the insurance industry and the insurance services. What an amazing story you're about to hear. Dee, unmute yourself and come on board, and please share a little bit about your journey and what you see in the future.
Thank you, Russ. I'm excited to share. I did work in the insurance industry. I've actually got a little twist to my story. I worked for 14 years for an incredible insurance company, entered as kind of an entry-level management position, just grew rapidly in the company and really had a great experience in those 14 years that I worked there. And my husband and I, you can see my family on the screen there. We had children, and we made a decision that we wanted me to be home for a while with our boys. So I stepped away from the insurance industry and was home for 7 years with them. And it was a great opportunity to be with them while they were going through those critical years. But when they reached high school, we started looking ahead to the future, very similar to what John was saying, was what was our next phase of life going to look like? I definitely knew I wanted to be back in the workforce. I definitely knew I had a lot to contribute, but I wasn't so sure insurance was what I wanted to go back to. We had some desires that we knew with the future that we wanted to be able to travel. We knew we wanted flexibility. And, but I wasn't quite sure what that was going to look like, because what I knew was insurance. So I did take a little detour, and I went into insurance sales for about 3 years. I worked part-time in that, thinking maybe that would be my avenue. But it just wasn't where we really saw our future. And so enter Optivia. And I actually was introduced to Optivia from the business perspective. And this was 8 years ago. And we took a look at it, and my husband is actually a financial services professional. So of course he was right on looking at this business model. Was this going to be a good move for us? And like you've heard the other panelists say, I mean, he just looked at this and he said, this is a no-brainer. Like, this business makes so much sense. There's such a huge need for it. The risk is low and the potential is high. It's going to give us the income. It's going to give us the flexibility. It's exactly what we want. And what I loved about it was something that I could learn, right? Even though I had always done insurance, that didn't have to be who I was forever. So I'd always had an interest in wellness. You can see I did have a healthy experience, did lose about 20 pounds on the program. But our greater reward has really been the joy of having this business, being able to help and serve so many people, create health in their lives. But it lets us do what we want. You know, the boys are grown now. They're 23, they're 25. So we love to travel. We do trips with Optivia. You know, there's conferences and conventions. We always add on vacation time. But we have a lot of time during the year to do what we want, because as was said before, as long as we've got our laptop, I've got my laptop and computer, on phone, I can do this from anywhere. So one of the greatest things was we had our 30th wedding anniversary last fall, and really had been looking forward to an incredible big trip to Europe. And we were able to do that. And while we were gone, we actually reached a new record level in our business. It actually grew during that time period. So that's the remarkable thing about this business. We are excited for our future, the amount of personal growth I've had as a result of this, the community, the people that we get to work with that just love and have passion for what they do was just so different from the environment I was in before. So just really honored to be a part of Optivia, and honored to be able to share my story tonight.
Yeah, well, awesome, Dee. Thank you so much. It was good seeing you and Larry in Orlando. And like you said, you know, we do create a new family, and we do get to travel together and enjoy the later part of our years. I turned 60 this last year, so definitely looking at the later end of, you know, what life looks like. And Dee, I always tease everybody that I think I'm only halfway there. I'm going to live to be 120.
That's right.
So yeah, what an amazing story. And I think you hit it right on the head when you talked a little bit about the personal growth. And one of the things that I heard over the weekend in Orlando when we were all together was that we're actually a personal development company centered around helping people focus on health first and then change every aspect of life from there. And yeah, it's just been an amazing journey. So again, thank you, Dee. Tell Larry I said hi, and can't wait to see you guys again. Great. So let's move forward and just talk a little bit as we begin to wrap up this evening. You know, as we've been talking about, you know, our full offering, what we offer is a lifelong transformation, one healthy habit at a time. It's illustrated by this chart that talks a little bit about optimal health, which is healthy body, healthy mind, and healthy finances. This is what we call the trilogy. And when all three of those things are in balance, you're living your life full out. If any one of those aspects is a little bit out of balance or not quite right, it's an area that shows that we need to work on. We get connected with our coach and we begin to work on each of those areas so that we become strong in creating lifelong transformation. This is a really great exercise to do, and we won't take a lot of time to do that tonight. But on a scale of 1 to 10, how healthy are you physically, mentally, and financially? And when you take a look at that, our goal is to help you find that sweet spot in the middle where you've actually created lifelong balance. So let's talk a little bit about, you know, certainly where we're at as a country. You know, we know that less than half of really everyone in the United States does not have a rainy day fund and could struggle with any kind of a hiccup financially. Certainly our financial services group can talk to this over and over and over again. Half of your friends that you know are satisfied with their job. That means the other half are not satisfied with their job. And guess what? They're not talking about it. because we're not really trained as a society to show our area of weakness. So we know that people need to strengthen their financial portfolio. They really need to have a rainy day fund, and they need to reach out and connect with other people that can help them do that. When we take a look at the market potential of optimal health, it's a huge market. There's a $3.72 billion spent in the wellness industry now. That's weight loss, that's gyms, anything having to do with supplements and vitamins and all the things that go into being healthy. And as a global industry, it's been growing at over 10% in 2013 through 2015. So we know that this $3.72 trillion is only going to be expanding. And so we're really super excited about what the future holds, and hope that you'll decide that you would like to join us as part of our team at Optivia, really reaching out to America to get them healthy, and then soon the world with our international expansion soon to come. Paula, I know you're there, and I can't wait to get to you. This is Paula Holt. We're going to bring her on and have her share her story along with Wes. Paula, you'll probably be telling Wes the story unless he's out hanging out with you.
Yeah, no, he's here with me.
There he is. I like it.
Yeah, thank you so much. I mean, you know what, even looking at this picture of us here that's showing up on the screen, that couple over on the left, it feels like a long time ago. We actually got introduced to Optivia almost 8 years ago. And Wes and I had just closed a furniture store, a large furniture store, working long hours. As Kale was talking about, we knew how to work long and hard. We just, unfortunately, it came at a price. It came at a price on our health. We were working 7 days a week, missed a lot of time with our then teenage kids. And I guess that's some of the regrets that you can get back. But Optivia came into our life at a perfect time. We were looking for something. We looked at each other and said, gosh, we've got to do something. Where did we go? We had become those parents we never thought we would be, the ones who are the ones watching instead of out there playing and wakeboarding with your kids or snow skiing, and just exhausted all the time. But you know what? Sometimes when you get on the business wheel, there's no getting off. It's just a big machine, and we had 35 families depending on us. And so it was all about putting ourselves last. At least that's what we thought at that time. But you know, when we did get introduced to Optivia, we were looking for something that was a lifestyle change. And so we were so excited and blessed when we realized that the Habits of Health, which is what my husband actually had picked up the book first. And he said, what is this at our coach's house? And they said, that's the program we're doing. So we were very excited to realize it wasn't just a diet. And then Russ, one of the reasons that we had originally went into business is we have a heart for giving back. And it was just, even though we worked hard for 13 years, we had a lot of money flow through our fingers, and to the outside, we looked pretty successful, but we were just struggling to have abundance, and that was our desire. Within about a week of being on program, and Wes can tell his aspect of it, but we had just been down a few pounds, but we couldn't believe how different we felt. And so it was kind of hard to keep that to ourselves. He was down, 6-7 pounds, results not typical. I was down a few as well. I just had energy that I hadn't had. And so we actually had some friends who wanted to do the program with us. And I'm like, wow, I'd love to coach them. And so I co-coached with my business coach and kind of learned the business as we went. At the same time, that was over 8 years ago, and Wes had his practice going with financial services, and I had gotten my license to work alongside of him, and I said, babe, this is really fun, and I'm really earning a great living. And so he said, go follow your passions. And Russ, I just have to say that if I could write a job description of a perfect career, I mean, with all the things, we've done a lot of things in our life, I would say this is amazing. Number one, I get to help people accomplish hopes and dreams that they have given up on. We get to provide an opportunity for other people who want to make a difference and stay-home mamas. So that's been pretty amazing. And then we've been able to give back so much, whether it's drilling wells in Peru or giving to projects and charities. And we just feel honored. I sometimes feel like, wow, we really have been able to create a life that we love. And not only just creating it for us, But now sharing that with so many other people and saying, come do this with us. It's so fulfilling. We're grandparents now. We have grandchildren. And you know what? Whether we're taking them to Great Wolf Lodge in the middle of the week, or I can run out in an afternoon and take my granddaughters out to get their, nails polished. I just feel so fortunate of that freedom and the travel and just the fulfillment.
Yeah, it's just so powerful. And I know, Wes, you're there. Maybe if you could just jump in for a second here and just touch on, what it's meant for you.
I think the big thing for us is, just like Larry, Dee's husband, we were just, we're us analyticals. We want to dig in, find out what's going on, right? Where's the, if there's a, we say if there's a big splash, where's the hook? And so we just kind of looked at that and we said, this is a no-brainer. And I see many Americans, I see many businesses, and yet I don't see any business models that compare to this one, where the people that are working actually get paid. And number two, there's so much fulfillment. So when we look at things like a job satisfaction, there's three aspects. Number one, people want autonomy. They want to build their own thing. They want to be in charge of their own destiny. They want complexity. Complexity means they want a little challenge. There's no bigger challenge than working on me, number one, but also working with people. And so just the challenge of complexity. And then they want also a direct correlation between reward, the amount of work that we do, and the amount of reward that we get. And so I look at this business and go, wow, this is so cool. And as Paul and I were doing our reflection for the year, and she said, what do you like about Optivia? Because I work some in Optivia as well. And I said, I really like four things. I said, the first thing I love is, first of all, we have never been in a situation where we have felt so fulfilled, right, as people. We've made such great, deep, and meaningful friendships. Mm-hmm. We've impacted so many lives. And then the fact that financially rewarded, Paula talked about the giving bit. We were actually able to give last year more money than we made when we were in our other business. And so I just felt like so blessed. And so I would just encourage you to look at the opportunity because it is so impactful.
Wes, Paula, thank you so much for sharing. You're absolutely right. We get to do some pretty amazing work. The ability to reach out and help other people, I often talk about I would do that for free, because the calls that we get, the inspiration that we get, the stories that we get to hear, and that we get to be a part of are a payment to our soul. And so I would just invite you, for anybody that's been with us this evening, anything that we've touched on that you'd like more information on, or if you've decided that, wow, I want to be a part of that organization, I would encourage you to reach out to the person that invited you and shared this link with you to be a part of our call tonight, and just ask them, what do you think would be possible, and what would life look like for me if I began to go down this transformational journey with you? And, we know that as you begin to reach out and pay it forward, get yourself healthy, and then turn around and help other people. It is amazing that we get to join each other on this mission. We're getting ready to expand internationally into Hong Kong and Singapore later this year. We know that certainly the future is bright as an organization. We're just inviting you to come on and be a part of this journey and this expansion. We're not a new company. We've been around since 1980. We're structured extremely well. And I just invite you to connect with your coach and explore what this might look like for you, because at the end of the day, what we're offering is lifelong transformation, one healthy habit at a time. Thank you so much for taking time with us tonight. Certainly, Paula and Wes, KL, D, John, thank you so much for sharing your stories. And I look forward to seeing you all in the near future. So good night and have a great rest of the evening.
This audio may have contained the personal testimonials of some Optivia coaches or clients of Optivia. The results relayed in these messages are based on the unique experiences of the participants, and we cannot guarantee like or similar outcomes. While you may be inspired by these accounts, please note that any stories of success have not been verified, and your individual path to optimal health will vary. As always, it is our recommendation that you consult with a healthcare provider before starting a weight loss program. Yours in health, the Optivia team.